Yo YouTube, what's up? This is a response video or whatever for DrakoDMD. Um, it's about his like ratman's tool belt, I think the name of it was. Pretty positive. This is my take on the deck. I thought it was a very interesting build of his. I tested it out. I liked it, but like he said, I didn't like the dualities. Um, in there, so I switched up some stuff. Um, I did make a lot of, well, not a lot, but I went through a lot of changes in the deck throughout the whole weekend. I tested it every day, like 3 or 4 or 5 times, with different types of builds with it. A few cards switched here and there, playing through the whole deck, seeing what would happen. I tested against Black Wings, against Sam's, against all these other different decks. Um, and there are a few proxies in here just because these are all, this whole deck was made from extra cards that I have. I don't feel like pulling them out of my two actual main decks, so I'm going to get into it. I'll explain stuff along the way. This will probably be close to a 15-minute video if I really do explain thoroughly, but I might not. All depends. So yeah, let's get into it. First off, for the monsters, obviously you've got your 3 giant rats because that's the main hero of the deck. You've got your Grand Mole, which is pretty staple. Most of this is pretty much the same, but it changes about halfway through. 2 injection Fairy Lily. I know he originally ran 1. I like 2. He said that he wanted to run 2 anyway. I really like 2 in here. It's very versatile. There was only one bad hand that I had both of these in my opening hand, and it kind of sucked, but that was it. That was the only time out of all the times that I tested it that I had both. And obviously you can see I don't have any injections. 1 kinetic soldier, again, 1 is really good. More than 1 is just too much, especially if you're not playing Sam's or Hero Beat, because we do have card curries out there, seeing as I play them. 1 Amazonas Chainmaster. Obviously I don't have this either because I don't really like the card, though it does really prove itself that it is a worthful card having in this deck. It's pretty versatile. You can pull it off so many good plays with this, I swear to God. 1 Veiler, which pretty self-explanatory. 2 card troopers. I don't remember if he had 1 or 2 in there. I only have 1 extra from in my deck building binder, so 2. I really like 2 in here. It gives you a little bit of draw power, mills your stuff real quickly, gets that pump hit for 1900 direct half the time. It's pretty good. And then you wanted to run Cyber Valleys without the pot of dualities in there, so I tested it with 2, or not Cyber Valleys, Cyber Dragons. The Cyber Dragons are really good in here. They're just like so good because they're half the time you don't have any monsters on the field. Your opponent has at least 1, so you're gonna special summon your Cyber Dragon. It's pretty much all the time that you're gonna be able to do that. Then my 3 monsters that I chose to put in here besides Fossil Dyna, because I don't personally have Fossil Dyna, and you just saw one of them. 2 Wild Hearts. I actually like this card a lot because people forget its effect. It's not affected by trap cards. So, some people have tried to bottomless it, some people tried to torrential it, somebody actually tried to deprison it, and they all got screwed over. Their traps were sent to the grave, obviously, because this thing isn't affected by it. So, it's actually it's a really nice card. And plus, if you do the creature swap to kill your own giant rat, get this out, attack, you pretty much have a free 15. And then the last monster I chose to put in here is Morphing Jar. I actually, yeah, it's kind of ugly looking. kind of cool though. But I actually really like this in here because I've opened up with this and 5 spells and traps. So that was a really good first hand. I think I played a spell when I did that, set my other 4 and set this, and they thought, okay, it's a morphing jar. So they attacked, I deprisoned it or something, then I waited till my turn, flipped this guy up, and then I decided, well, then I drew my 5 and I did all my stuff, and then I decided to book it, and I booked it back down and drew another 5. And I pretty much screwed my opponent over with that. Then for the spells, 3 smashing, it's a duh in this deck, seriously. 3 smashing is always good. Double MST, I think he ran double MST in his original build, I'm not really sure. Just, it's a duh move. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Book. I was contemplating running Monster Reborn, but I tested it twice in 2 different scenarios, and it didn't really help too much. Except to get back a giant rat, and by then it was already too late. 2 Econs. I think he ran 2 in the first place, or he might have only ran 1. I don't know, but I like double Econ in here. Double creature swap. Actually, I tried running 3, and it was too chunky, too inconsistent. It ended up being a dead draw half the time, and I played it at 1 and I didn't draw it enough, so I decided on 2, and it is actually working out pretty good. And I'm not keeping this deck together, I just decided to test it out, see how it ran. 1 Avarice, I think he ran 1 Avarice himself in the main video. And then 2 Hand Destruction. Personally, I tested it with just these 2, just the Hand Destructions in the sleeves anyway. I tested it, them acting as Hand Destructions and acting as Pot of Dualities. One duel it was Hand Destruction, the other duel is Pot of Dualities. And I like Hand Destruction better because you can set it as a bluff, and if you really have a garbage hand, you can pretty much plus off of it. I mean, you don't really plus, but you know what I'm talking about. You get a better hand than what your opponent would probably end up getting. Then the traps, Torrential, Solemn, I don't have an extra. Mirror Force, I don't have an extra. Double Deep Prison, I don't have an extra Deep Prison either. Those are all the same as his original build. He also ran a Royal Oppression, a Compulse, and he ran Magic Drain, but I like Dark Bribe better, obviously, because Magic Drain is pretty much garbage, except for like in 1 matchup, and that's Sam's. But that's only if you get Magic Drain first turn, like he said, and other than that, it's a garbage draw. Dark Bribe is always going to be vital to any, pretty much any deck, and it's going to be versatile in many different ways. And then I think he had a Dust Tornado in there as well. I'm not really sure, but I like Dust Tornado in here. And then he had 1 Bottomless and a Chain Disappearance. I chose 2 Bottomless, and I really like this because it screws so many people over. Even though most people go into Stardust as quick as possible, I still seem to get these really quickly in here, and it works out so well. So here's another run through the deck. That'd be Double Deep Prison, Mirror Force, Solemn, Torrential, Card Trooper, Amazoness Chainmaster, Double Injection Fairy Lily, so yeah, that's the deck. It's actually pretty good. I don't really care for it since I don't really like to sit around and just wait. I'm an aggressive player. but I'm also docile at times, so I did enjoy playing this deck. I gotta give props to you, Draco, but I am not gonna keep this deck. I'm gonna take it apart. Um, so I'm just gonna say that it was a really fun deck to test out and play with, and it was a very interesting build. But this is my take on it. Comment, subscribe, um, thumbs up the video if you like the deck, thumbs it down if you think that the deck version should burn in hell. So yeah, that's it, YouTube. Peace.